Alright, bro, this is your boy Raider Knight, and today I'm doing a DVD collection tour review, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna go over every single one, bro. I see people do these videos, they're kind of cool, and I wanted to do one on the side channel. So, this one has like a ton of dust on it. Starting out, we have Alvin and the Chipmunks. Pretty fucking standard. It's your classic movie about chipmunks. Some of these are in alphabetical, some aren't. I kind of messed up the order for some of them. Second, we have Ant-Man DVD. Ant-Man is pretty boring, I ain't gonna lie. Ant-Man's one of the weaker Marvel characters, let's just be honest. It's not that good. Next, though, we have Marvel Avengers. Now, this is a hot take. I don't think Avengers is that good either. I mean, I like all these movies, or I wouldn't have them. Well, there's a couple I don't like that I have, but for the most part, every movie I get, I like in some format. This next one I like a lot, though. I don't know why there's like marking on it though, but Baby Driver is a W movie. Baby Driver is just a good, fun movie to watch. If you like Baby Driver, hit the like button, subscribe. I don't know. Then we have Bridge to Terabithia. This movie, it's nice. I think my disc was kind of scratched up because I think I got that disc for like $1, but it's decent. I think it worked for the most part. I think my cliffhanger. I got this for $1 also. Some of these I got on eBay for like $1 each, and I had like a bunch of them. And I think I got this for $1, but I think this one's also pretty scratched up. But I've cleaned a lot of these, but I have not watched this. I have not tested that one yet, so I don't know if Cliffhanger actually works or not. But Cliffhanger is a good movie. I recommend Cliffhanger. It's not like my favorite movie, but it's a good action movie, you know what I'm saying? But next we have The Breakfast Club. This is a classic 80s movie. If you like The Breakfast Club, hit like, subscribe. Classic movie. I like the movie too. So next we have Bruce Almighty. This movie's pretty simple. It's kind of like a mix between Ultimate, or what am I saying? Ultimate, It's a Wonderful Life, and kind of like Jim Carrey, basically. That's basically what the movie is. Next we have Cars. What more needs said, bro? What more needs said, bro? Classic movie. After that, we have Captain America. You could call this Avengers. I don't even know why they called it Captain America. Avengers Civil War. Let's just say it, bro. Why the fuck did they call this Captain America? Let's just be honest with ourselves. Bro, that should have been a Avengers movie. They would have probably made more money with it too, but Civil War was a good movie. I actually think Civil War was one of the better movies from Marvel. I'm not gonna lie. I actually like that one a lot. Some people said it kind of sucked, but I think Civil War is underrated. In terms of like the Marvel movies, at least. And then we have Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. This is a classic animated movie. I'm not really that big of a fan of the sequel, but for that one, I'm a big fan. Next, I have a 4 DVD collection of the Dirty Harry series. I've seen all of these, but the last one. I think the last one I was gonna watch, and then I just got bored at some point. But I actually really like these movies. I feel like if you haven't watched the Dirty Harry series, I definitely recommend it. It's a good series to watch. Next up, we have Eagle Eye. This is a pretty cool movie. It's basically about the AI taking over everything, and it's a cool premise of a movie. I think you guys might like that one if you haven't seen it. It used to be a lot more popular of a movie, but I think it's a lot more people have kind of forgotten about it or whatever. This movie also has been kind of forgotten about, but I think this one's pretty cool too. is Live, Die, Repeat with Tom Cruise. I remember when this one came out. It's kind of a cool little movie. I think that one's worth watching. It's kind of like a Groundhog Day-esque movie, but with Tom Cruise. And then we have the classic. This is one of my favorite animated movies, The Emperor's New Groove. Classic movie. I told you I got some bangers, bro. I got some bangers in my collection. This next one, I don't know about... A lot of people love this movie, but I don't really like it that much. Ender's Game is my next one. This one's like a cult classic among some people. But for me, it just don't really hit for me. I ain't gonna lie. It's alright. So a lot of these movies, like, I'll say I don't like them, but they're alright at the end of the day. And then, I might skip over my Fast and Furious movies. I have 4 of them right here. I had the first one, and I don't know what happened to it. And I had the 5th one, and I don't know what happened to it. But eventually, I got a collection of them. So I have all 7 of the originals in this cool little collection booklet thing. So we'll kind of just show that off. But yeah, I got all of them. I got kind of an older DVD version of Tokyo Drift, which is kind of interesting. This is like an older copy of it, so I'm actually kind of cool that it's kind of cool that I have that version of that DVD, I guess. But other than that, I think this collection, when the DVDs looked like this, they were pretty cool looking. I remember I wanted all of them because they all just looked really cool. Next up, we have Frosty the Snowman, classic Christmas movie. I'm pretty sure you can watch like all the Christmas movies for like free nowadays on YouTube. But back in the old days before YouTube existed, bro, they had DVDs for a couple years. DVDs aren't that old past YouTube, to be completely honest. But Ghost Rider is my next movie. Ghost Rider is, I ain't gonna lie, I think it's an underrated movie. I think it's pretty good. And then I have the sequel, which is not that good. Don't recommend the sequel. After that, we have The Green Hornet. Pretty good movie. I recommend that one. I have a lot of superhero movies in these racks, but we're gonna get to some other movies eventually. I have the 3 How to Train Your Dragon movies. All of those are classics. They're actually probably my favorite animated movie series, to be honest. I think How to Train Your Dragon is just a banger series. After that, we have Hunger Games #1, which is, I think it's an overhated movie. I understand like all the book movies are like hated because they were just popular, but I think that movie's decent. Catching Fire, it's alright, but I wouldn't say it's that good. I think only really the first one is really worth watching. But I've read the books. Ice Age 3, I don't have the other ones, but 3 is actually probably one of the better ones, so I'm okay with that. Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I don't have the other ones. I kind of want to get the other ones, but that's the only one I got for right now. Next up, we have Iron Man #1. Probably my favorite Marvel movie, or it's definitely up there. I think Iron Man is my favorite Marvel movie. And then we have Iron Man 2, which I think is overhated. I think Iron Man 2 is really good. After that, we have Jaws. Jaws is a classic shark movie. I'm pretty sure we've all seen it. Then we have Jaws 2, 3, and Jaws the Revenge, which I've never seen. I've never seen Jaws the Revenge, but I have seen Jaws 2 and 3. And 3 is not that good, but there's a lot of people that say Jaws 2 isn't that good, but I would disagree. I actually say Jaws 2 is pretty good. And next we have the Karate Kid series. I have not seen the next one. I've seen the Will Smith, or is this Will Smith? What's his name? I've seen the Jaden Smith one, and then I've seen the original 3. And I ain't gonna lie, the original 3 are all good. I don't really care what anybody says. All 3 of the originals are pretty good. I've never seen Cobra Kai, but I've seen the movies. And then the remake is okay. It's not really that good though. Next up, we have King Kong. King Kong, well, it's like one of the newer ones, but it's like from the 2000s. I think that one is one of the better ones. Then we have the Lego Movie. Lego Movie is a classic. I actually like the other Lego movies also. Not the second one, but I like Lego Ninjago, and then I like the Lego Batman is really good. I think Lego Batman is underrated. Next up, we have my only Mission Impossible movie. I only have the first one. I kind of want to get to the others, but I'm really not the hugest fan of Mission Impossible. Next, we have The Mummy. The Mummy is one of these movies I had for like a long time. I was like a huge fan of this. I probably watched that DVD like straight up like 100 times when I was a kid with my portable DVD player. I probably put that one in like at least 1,000,000 times. Same with this one, The Mummy Returns. I actually think The Mummy Returns is probably my favorite one. I think that one's really good. And the third one, a lot of people don't like the third one, but I ain't gonna lie, I enjoy the third one even. The third one is also a banger. I don't care what anybody says. All three of them movies are really good. Definitely check them out. Next, we have National Treasure. This movie's alright, but it's definitely not my favorite. Then we have Night at the Museum, number 1. I think this is the only one that's really worth watching in the actual franchise. But I also well, the second one's not that bad. I ain't gonna lie. The second one ain't that bad, but all the ones after that are horrible. But the second one is actually decent. I'll give it that. We have Night at the Museum 2, Battle of the Smithsonian. That one is decent. We can give it that. After that, we have Pirates of the Caribbean, number 1, Black Pearl. This is the one that started it all. I think that is probably the second best or the best one. It's probably tied with World's End. I think World's End is probably my favorite. But Dead Man's Chest, also really good. I don't really think any of these ones are bad except for the fourth one, really. The fifth one's okay, but I wouldn't say the fifth one's like my favorite movie necessarily. But World's End, definitely like the peak of this franchise. I think the start of the movie kind of goes slow, but like the ending battle is just like so based. I feel like that kind of makes up for it, chat. It kind of makes up for it. Then we have Predator. I've only seen the first one. After that, we have Real Steel. Real Steel is a banger. Real Steel, I've probably watched that DVD 100 times as well. Then we have Red Dawn. This was the first one I watched, believe it or not. I never watched the other one before this. So this is like my introduction to Red Dawn, because I just really liked the trailer on the TV, but I ain't gonna lie, the original is way better. The original is so much better than this one. And I have the original right here. I got the original in its 4K, and it has a cover. So, Red Dawn W movie, probably one of my favorite movies. This one's not, the 2014 one's really not that bad. I think the only thing that really makes people angry is that it doesn't make a lot of sense without like North Korea's invading or whatever. It just doesn't make sense. But the movie itself, if you kind of ignore that fact, it's really not that bad. But it is not. I think the original is way better. Then we have Red Riding Hood. I think this movie was alright, but it's kind of just like a Twilight ripoff. Then we have the Rocky 4 film collection. It would have been cooler if it was like the 5 film collection, but the 5th one, I don't really even care about the 5th one that much, I'm not gonna lie. So having the first 4, really all I care about. I kind of like the remake. I guess you could call it a remake, but it was alright too, I guess. Next up, we have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, probably one of the better of the Christmas movies that has ever been made. I think Rudolph is way better than Frosty. Some people will be in the comments, they'll say, bro, Frosty is 1,000 times better than Rudolph, but nah, bro, you're just hating on Rudolph. Rudolph is just like me, bro. I'm just like Rudolph. Alright. Next, we have a very beat up case of the Series of Unfortunate Events DVD. It's alright, but I don't really think it gives the books. I think the books are way better, but if you want to watch the DVD, I guess you can give it a chance. I don't think the DVD gives it credit though. Then we have Shark Tale. Not my favorite, but it's alright. Next we have The Scorpion King, #1. I think The Scorpion King is a good movie. Next we have The Scorpion King 2, Rise of a Warrior. I think that one's also alright. It doesn't have Dwayne Johnson in it though. That was like the big complaint. You can't really have like a Scorpion King movie without Dwayne Johnson, because he was like in the original or whatever, but I do think the second one is not that bad. The third one, on the other hand, it has its issues, but I think it's still way better than like everything they made after that one. So I think the third one gets a bad rap, but I do think it's kind of deserved at the same time. There's probably a bunch of people who don't even know the other ones exist. They probably have only seen the first one. They probably didn't even know there were other ones. But yeah. Next we have Spider-Man 2. I have a whole collection of Spider-Man. So I have all 3 of them in a different case. Next up we have Rogue One. It's not my favorite movie, but it was alright. We have Star Wars, the original. It's probably my favorite. Well, I think Empire Strikes Back is my favorite, but the original is probably my second favorite. I was kind of dumb, I ain't gonna lie. I got really mad one day, and I threw something, and it kind of fucked the case up, I ain't gonna lie. So I kind of fucked the case up for my Empire Strikes Back, but the front of it's still alright, but I kind of fucked the side of it up, because I threw something and it knocked into it by accident. Then we have Star Wars Return of the Jedi, which is also a good movie. See, I'm fucking the case up even more. It's like so fucked up. I got, low key, bro, I got all 3 of them Star Wars for $1 each. So I kind of got a banger deal on that, I ain't gonna lie. Next movie we have is The Day After Tomorrow. Day After Tomorrow is a really good movie. I remember my journey when I was like watching that movie, right? Like we'd always see it on the TV, and I'd always try to watch the full thing, but there'd always be something that would like interrupt me before I could like finish the movie. And then finally, when I like got the DVD, I was able to like fully watch it or whatever. Cause there were so many times like it was on TV, I was trying to watch it, and then I just could never finish it. Next up, we have The Time Machine. This movie, I think I pirated it originally, but I just really liked the movie, so I decided to get the DVD for it. I think it's an underrated movie. It's the original though, not the remake. Next, we have The Adventures of Tintin. A lot of people say they really like this movie, but like it just kind of cliffhangers at the end, and they never made a sequel. So like I don't know if I can bring myself to really like it that much, because like they're never gonna finish it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, what was the point of that? Next up, I have Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. I don't know what happened to my original one, but I have it on digital copy, so I guess I'm not that concerned about it. Then I have Transformers 3, Dark of the Moon. This is like the best one, bro. Dark of the Moon is like peak Transformers. Changed my mind. Then I have Transformers The Last Knight. I think I bought this one because I just really wanted to complete the collection of the ones I enjoy. I don't have the 5th, or this is the 5th one, isn't it? Yeah, this is the... I don't have the fourth one. Age of Extinction. That's what I need. But The Last Night, it's slightly better than Age of Extinction, but not by a whole lot. I wasn't really the biggest fan of the Bumblebee movie, but I do have Rise of the Beasts, which I actually think this is probably one of the better ones in the franchise, at least from the newer films. I don't know about the original three are probably the best, but the second one's really not that good. The third one is peak. The third one is peak. Let's just say that. Next up, we have Up. Up is a good movie. Then we have World War Z. And we have Zathura, which is basically like they're trapped in like a board game and they're trying to beat the board game or whatever. Next, we have a underrated movie in my opinion, The Adjustment Bureau. I think that's a good film. Then we have Angry Birds. We have the Back to the Future trilogy. Those are some of my favorites. I have not seen all the Blade movies yet, but Blade, I've seen the first one. Blade is a good movie. We have the Box Trolls. This was in a collection I got. Box Trolls I'm not really the biggest fan of though. Then we have the Carrie 3 film collection. I've seen all but the remake. I like both of the first two though. Then we have the Child's Play remake. I actually prefer this one over the original. We have Coraline, which is a classic animated movie. We have Daylight, which I think is an underrated action movie where he's trying to like save them from the tunnel in New York. We have the Death Note complete series. Death Note's one of my favorite animes. It's also one of the first ones I really got into. We have Edward Scissorhands, a good movie. I got into that one last year. Then we have another movie I watched last year, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I think that one was pretty cool. Then I have Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's a classic movie. Five Nights at Freddy's, banger movie. A lot of people didn't really like it, but I think it was a good movie. We have Forrest Gump. We have Gran Torino. We have Gremlins 1 and 2. We have a 3-film collection with 2 of them I already had. We have the classic, the best horror movie ever made, Halloween. I don't have a whole lot of the Halloween. I've only got this like 3-movie collection, and I'm pretty sure I've not seen a single one of these. So maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Tell me your guys' thoughts. Next up, we have In Time. We have the Jurassic Park trilogy. We have Kubo. We have Matrix in one of the old sleeves. We have Matrix Reloaded. I don't have Revolution. We have Mulan. Mulan is a banger movie. We have Paranorman. I've never even seen that one. We have Planet of the Apes collection. I like all those movies. We have Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. I don't have the other one, but to be honest, this is the only one I like, so I'm okay with that. We have Scarface. We have a sci-fi collection featuring a lot of different movies. I've only really seen The Incredible Shrinking Man and The Monolith Monsters. Those are the only 2 I've seen so far. And I liked both of them. Next up, we have the second version, because I did like those two, so I was like, I'll just get another version. And I've watched Doctor Cyclops and I've watched Cult of the Cobra, and I guess I like both of them, but I do think Doctor Cyclops was probably the weaker of the two. Next up, we have my favorite anime movie in a steelbook, Silent Voice. After that, we got my Spider-Man collection. We got my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collection. We have Terminator 2, Judgment Day, which is my favorite of the Terminator films. I would like to get 1 and 3 though, because those, I like 1 and I like 3 also. I have the Birds and Psycho. We have a 4K that I got for like $3. Hurricane Heist. I haven't seen it yet. I'll probably watch it eventually. Then I have The Crow. Crow was a really cool movie I watched last year. We have the Twilight 4-film collection. We have WALL-E. We have the Willy Wonka 2-film collection. We have the Flintstones complete series collection. I have the Dark Knight trilogy collection in Blu-ray. I have the Scooby-Doo complete original series collection. And then I have the Friday the 13th collection, 8-movie collection. I've only seen the first one though. I might have to watch the other ones. I have the Jetsons complete series collection. And then I have Thor 1 through 3 collection. I don't really care about getting the 4th one, but I do like all 3 of those ones. And then this bottom shelf, a lot of the stuff on the bottom shelf is like all scratched up, but some of it's good, some of it's just scratched up. We have A Christmas Story. We have Looney Tunes collection. I watched this a lot when I was a kid. We have TMNT original DVD collection. Well, just the original DVD. I already have a collection of them. We have Shrek 3. Oh, I guess I do have Indiana Jones 1. I forgot about that. Indiana Jones 1. This is Cowboys and Aliens, I think. Yep. And we have Bolt, Barnyard, Benji, Ghostbusters with the Women, Act of Valor, How to Eat Fried Worms, Brick Mansions, Duck Dynasty, some Scooby-Doo, and Great Mouse Detective. I'm just skimming over all those because they're all kind of just stupid stupid movies anyway. And then I also have another movie right here, which is the Stephen King horror collection, which has a ton of movies on it. It has Salem's Lot, The Shining, Creepshow, Cat's Eye, It, the original. But I prefer the remake, but not the second of the remakes. And then it has Shang-Chi Redemption and Green Mile, which I've never seen either of those, and Dreamcatcher. But I should watch those two eventually. So now we're on to the next part of my collection. We have XXX, which I've never seen. We have Smile, which I just got recently, which I have not seen. We have Joker. We have Men in Black, which I have not seen. We have John Wick, which I recently watched for the first time. We have The Equalizer, which I have not seen. A lot of these movies I just got. All these ones, a lot of these are the ones I just recently bought. Gladiator, which I watched the second one, but I have not seen the first one yet. Cocaine Bear, which I still have to watch. Rebel Without a Cause, which I really enjoyed this a long time ago. I watched this one last year and just really wanted the DVD for it, but that one's Requiem for a Dream. Next, I watched this one last week, The Lost Boys. Really good movie. Really enjoyed that one. Johnny Bravo, banger. But you only get the season 1 for the DVD, which is kind of lame. But American Psycho, I just rewatched this a couple days ago. I think I got that 4K for like $3. Next, we have Dusk Till Dawn, which I watched a few days ago. It was an alright movie, but not my favorite. And we have Happy Death Day, which I have not seen yet. We have The Bad Seed, which I need to rewatch at some point. We have Scream 1, 2, and 3, which I have not seen. We have The Truman Show, which I just saw, and I wanted the DVD for it. And then we have Point Break, which I have also not seen. So that is my DVD collection. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you all for the next one. Peace.